I don't know what's going on there.
What's happened? Pamela Hamilton, the mother hen of the gym.
Oh, thanks, Jonathan.
Right, okay, what does being a tough cookie mean to you?
Part of a group, part of a community, part of a family, I would say. Because there are a lot of us that know each other really well now.
Yep.
A lot of us contact each other outside the gym,
Yep.
go walks. Go walks quite regularly with Anne-Marie, Colleen. I go swimming with Faye in the
Yep.
loch. I've met other people along the way too. It's a very, I would say, inclusive gym. Obviously people, you come in that have got children here, and there's, I would say, older members as well.
Yep.
And if I'm ever struggling to say weights on or something like that, there's always somebody here that will say, I'll give you a hand with it, or
Yep.
you need a hand. It's very inclusive.
Good, I like that. Right, give us a brief rundown of your exercise background.
So when I was much younger, I used to do a lot of running when I was a teenager at the high school. I used to run at Meadowbank Stadium in Edinburgh when I was much younger, and then stopped because I had my children very young, so stopped to have the kids, and then restarted again in my 30s. So I used to go to the athletic club, and I still regularly do the winter league in the athletic club. I don't go to club as much now, but I used to. I still loch swim 3-4 times a week, the best I can. That's really good for my mental health, and I sleep because I'm not the best of sleepers. I sleep really well when I've been in the loch.
Right.
I've been in the loch 3 times this week, and I've slept 8 hours every night.
There you go.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if it's something in the water, I don't know. Perhaps. Definitely something that makes me sleep.
Yeah.
And I like coming into the gym to see what everybody else is, kind of doing. You can see some people just want to do weightlifting, some people just want to go on the treadmill, some people want to just go next door and lift weights.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Everyone's
different.
doing their own unique thing.
Yeah.
So what's interesting about you, obviously we've worked together for on and off for a few years now.
Yep.
Talk me through your transition into, it's going to be one of these sessions.
That's fine.
Talk me through, no, you can't live with that. What is it? It's a microphone. Because I'm talking to the camera. Talk me through your transition, like your training history. So running athletics club, and then working. It's disappeared. It's hiding. And then now your journey into resistance training. And I'm not going to put the pressure on you like I did with gym, which one's better or whatever. That was a joke anyway. But just talk me through that transition, your different stages in life with your training.
When I did do a lot of running, it does take up, because we did quite a few ultras and quite a few marathons, so it does take up a lot of your time. Most weekends running 4 or 5 hours every time.
Yeah.
And then you're so tired after it, nothing else, you don't really do much else because of it. I suppose the difference with the gym is you can come here for an hour, you can thrash it out in an hour, but you're still getting the same endorphins, I would say, from it.
Yep.
I mean, I like both. I like the gym, I like running.
Yep.
I love swimming.
Yep.
Swimming's probably quite a new thing to me. It's been a few years. I've just been in the loch, and then I did the wee try last year just for a wee, see what I thought. And I enjoyed the training for that. It was very good. The tri club was very good, very inclusive.
How are you finding now resistance training? So obviously we'll tap into high rocks later, but how do you find this stuff?
I love, I like doing hip thrusters, I like doing deadlifts. A thing I would have said when I was much younger is, I'm definitely not doing that because I'm going to get fat because of it.
Fat?
Yeah, well, you're going to get big and bulky. Big and bulky.
And you're not?
And it's the exact opposite, because the more muscle you have, the leaner you are. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
And the more efficient you become?
Yeah, I just think that's just a thing that you kind of thought when you were younger.
One of the things I was speaking to Tanya about earlier on, just before we started, was I was like, what is the big goal here? And she said what most people tend to say is like, well, I don't want to get old and become
not being able to
inefficient
move.
and ineffective and stuck on the toilet and whatnot.
Yeah.
And people forget that coming to the gym and training your muscles, like your muscles are the things inside you that create locomotion. You can't move without a muscle. So it's like, you want to do any movement that you enjoy in life, running, biking, swimming.
Yeah.
So you have to train that muscle.
Yeah, and I think because of me, obviously I'm 55 now, so menopause, it's very easy, they say, as you get older, to break bones. Much easier, osteoporosis, all these things. So I'm quite happy to come and build some muscles to
strengthen
help
bones.
Me. Yeah, strengthen them.
Right, let's go. This is going to be your last warm-up set, and then we'll go to 110, 120 maybe.
Okay.
What has been the toughest part of your health and fitness journey so far, and what kind of actionable steps did you put in place to kind of combat it and overcome it?
Probably time.
Right.
Time
in what sense? Like time before you were a mum, time after a mum,
no,
time before?
Probably after I was a mum, because you know yourself with kids, you're taking them to appointments or to football and whatever else. There's just not an awful lot of time then. I suppose that's when I ran, because I had a spare hour. Yeah,
it's so funny you should say that, sorry to interrupt, but when we were moving into the house, I really struggled with just, I wouldn't say mental health, but what I would say is like being short with people, being moody, being miserable, not being able to like decompress. So on Garmin, it sent me like, here's a 30-minute run to do. And I found that easier because I could leave the house for 15 minutes, turn around and come back. Whereas I would come into the gym and probably intentionally, but unintentionally to me, I'd be sitting scrolling on my phone between sets and turning what should have been a 45 to 1 hour gym session to a 2 hour gym session, because I probably just didn't want to go home. So it's interesting you should say that. So just squeezing in the run as when you could.
And I've given up work a couple of years ago. My dad's not the best of health, so I'm struggling kind of to get him to appointments and stuff, so I just ended up giving my job up. So when looking after him, if I've got a spare hour, and my dad lives down in Cool, so I could just run the canal. So that's what I would do. But now I can still run in between coming to the gym for an hour or whatever else. My sisters all help look after my dad, so we have days that, like this afternoon, I was down there this morning, but I'm not going back tonight, so I can come to the gym for a wee while. So those days I have to slot in when I know, like, I've got that day for 2 hours. I can go to the gym or I'll go a run or go.
And how important is it to you to make sure you do slot in that appointment for you?
Oh, I have to. It's like my drug.
I
have to. I certainly wouldn't sleep, and I'd be really restless at home.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you, I'm trying to get down.
Probably sleep's a big thing to me. I wouldn't have said it affected me when I was younger, and that's definitely, I would say, the menopause and just other things going on in life. My sleep's not the best. But when I sleep really good, I do sleep really good. But other times I don't. I seem to go through a pattern of it. It's really good at some point, and then at other points it's not.
Have you ever tried to draw back and see if there's a correlation between what you did that day or what you did maybe that week that maybe led to a better sleep?
Probably, and obviously stress is a big thing of it. If you're a bit stressed and you know what I mean, then you go to bed and you can't switch off. That's kind of what I do. And that's part of the menopause too, so you never know which it is. Because they say that, at night time you're waking up several times, which I do too, when it takes me hours to go back to sleep.
No, I totally get that, but it's interesting you should say that you go to bed stressed, and what kind of relief do you get when you do go for the cold water swim? You don't feel stressed after it. You actually feel like, right, that's a weight off my shoulders. Because one of two things has happened there, if not both. You filled a bit your cup.
Yep.
You went and done one thing for you.
Definitely.
But also you've done something to help you relieve stress, i.e. went into the water, but sometimes it could just be exercise. And that's what I found interesting about moving into this house was I was so short with everyone, with Daisy and everything, because I was stripping wallpaper. And my head was just going a million miles an hour.
Yeah.
But then when I started doing like short, sharp runs or longer runs or like just whatever, when I filled my cup up, I could go in and be a different person.
Yeah. I mean, Jim will say to me, Pam, are you going to get your swimsuit? Are you going for a swim? Because he can sense it on it. He can sense it on it. But I've not had a good day, so.
Okay, so is she going to touch that? The toughest part has been trying to find the time for it. Aye. Because society dictates that like you shouldn't have time for these things. You're meant to work, you're meant to do this, you're meant to do that, and all these things. Yep. What's been the toughest stage throughout the years? Like what's been the hardest part, like stage-wise?
Do you mean as in?
What section of your life you were like, whoa, that was really tough with regards to health and exercise, so what kind of things did you put in place to combat that?
I would have said in my 20s, I didn't really think about it an awful lot. And then probably when I hit 30, I thought maybe because putting a bit of weight on and I wanted to be active with my kids. James was quite like doing the rugby, Christopher liked running and football, so they were always down playing football all the time. But I wanted to go on holiday and be able to keep up with them too.
Yeah, of course.
And my dad's a really keen cyclist. My dad cycled all his life and up till recently he still did, and he's 84.
Yep.
I want to show that to my kids that that's the way what you should do to keep going. Yeah,
like Faye and I were chatting about it last week, and it's like, actually, it's probably the best drug in the world to improve someone's mortality rate.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can get into movement, not exercise, because I think everyone thinks exercise is in the gym. You all right? But if people could start moving a little bit more and trying to incorporate that into their day-to-day life, like, people would naturally just suffer less and live a bit longer.
Yes. I mean, people say, oh, it's really hard to run, Pam. I'm like, yeah, but you don't need to run. Why don't you just walk?
Yep.
And then get a wee bit faster, and then eventually the running will come.
Yep.
Just move. You don't need to run.
Just move. Walk. That's been the actual message throughout all these videos, unintentionally. I
met Ali on the canal this morning feeding ducks with the wee fella. He said, are you getting your steps in early? And I was like, yes, we are.
That's it. No, that's interesting. Right, last set.
Last set.
So, I know you quite well, and I know some of the stresses that you have on a day-to-day basis.
Yep.
And I know how busy you can be with regards to working with Jim, probably being a granny as well, and then your dad as well.
Yep.
Why do you still exercise? Why do you still make sure you have the time to come in and do this?
I have to for my own mental health. Right. I have to do something. I would say I walk every day. Myself and Colleen or myself and Teresa go for a long walk every day, 3-4 miles.
Yep.
But to come in the gym, I normally do that every other day. But for my own mental health and to kind of tell myself that's my time to have a wee hour out of nobody unless somebody phones me to myself. And it's nice coming in the gym because you see other people and it's hard work, but you chat away to other people that are in as well.
It's rewarding hard work.
Ah, yeah, it is.
And I think my personal philosophies are like it helps build a resilience as well. I think like if you come in and you do that hard thing for that 1 hour, you've chose to do that. A lot of other hard things that we've suffered from in life are like forced upon us.
Yes.
Whereas this is something we're actually deciding to take part in. And I think that's why it's such a rewarding experience.
And then me and Jim have camaraderie at home of, how much did you lift in the deadlift? How much did you lift in the hip thrusters?
That's what you want.
Yeah, that kind of thing at home.
So you find it important to come in and find that hour for yourself?
I definitely have to come in, yes.
Can you ever see a time in your life moving forward where you don't have that?
No, I hope no. I hope that'll never happen.
Good.
We don't run as much now, but we still Monroe bag, so we feel as if we still have that kind of cardio, getting that done, and then hopefully we'll still keep doing them for a long time.
Nice.
Or a bothy walk, something like that at the weekend.
Right, let's do these front squats. So you touched upon the menopause. How are you finding navigating through that with your fat loss journey, your strength gaining journey, your sleep recovery, all that stuff?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I've put any. I know lots of people saying the menopause, oh, it grabs your belly, it makes you put weight and all that on. I wouldn't have said I've had that.
Yeah.
But I am careful of my diet, and I walk and I run, I suppose, and I exercise, so that probably helps that.
Yep.
I would say it's more sleep deprivation for me.
Yep.
And I take HRT, so I get that regularly checked. They're very strict on giving it out of like a checklist of, you know, do you smoke, are you overweight, what age are you, that kind of thing.
Yep.
It's a tick chart before they give it to you. She was very strict, actually, the nurse. She made me go home and read stuff over with Jim to double check that that's definitely the way I want to go.
Yep.
I have to say, I do still go through bouts of not greatly sleep.
Yep.
I think I sleep better, because I've got HRT. I think I do. You know, it could be exercise, it could be a combination, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was more the sleep for me than anything else.
It was interesting because when I first started working with women going through the menopause, I started doing a lot of studying into it, and you couldn't really find a definitive answer for how to combat some of these issues. The reoccurring answer was stay well hydrated, cut back on alcohol, exercise, move, have a clean diet, get plenty of sleep. And it's like, oh, everyone should be doing that anyway.
Yeah, I don't really
it's really
drink.
difficult.
If I'm going out to something, I have a drink. I never drink at home.
Yeah.
I like going out for a nice dinner, but we don't really drink. So.
Right, let's go into this set.
Right, Ariella, can I get my leg on that one?
Destroys.
Thank you, darling.
Right, Pamela, so you were meant to be taking part in High Rocks next weekend. That's now been cancelled.
Yeah.
But the focus now is to kind of get in better shape over winter. We want to kind of focus on performance and nutrition a little bit, but not dial in on High Rocks too specifically, which we had been doing up until today was the end of your peak week, ready for High Rocks. And you finished phenomenally with 130 kilo hip thrust for 5, when previously your 3 was 110.
Yep.
Front squats were looking class. And yeah, you're doing your exercises on there, good girl. So that squat, that's annoying, isn't it?
You're so good, Ariella.
So training's going to look slightly different over the next few months. We've got well, I say we because we're all a team here, but you've got a holiday with Jim next week.
Yep.
I'm not coming. So how did we end up at this point, do you think, with your running, being a busy mum, being a busy partner, being a busy daughter? Do you know what I mean? How have we ended up in this point where you're now part of this community, the Tough Cookie one, and you're doing High Rockses, and you're finding holidays that are hosting High Rockses? Yep. Where did that transition happen, do you think, in your life?
So I started classes with you in lockdown, so I was doing quite a lot of online with you, just at home, because obviously you weren't allowed in the gym then. And I've just progressed from then and into the gym.
Yep. And
then because you do classes on a Saturday, sometimes it's very inclusive.
Yep.
I never would have dreamt of doing High Rocks before. I wouldn't have thought I would have the strength or the want to do it.
Yeah.
But coming to the class on a Saturday and you making us do like a half High Rocks.
I don't say making us.
Well, sorry.
Giving
us the workout on the board, and then saying at the end that was a half High Rocks, thinking, oh, I maybe could do this.
Yeah, it's interesting that, isn't it?
Yeah, and then when I did it with my son Christopher last year, it was fabulous. I just said, no pressure.
That was this year?
Yeah, this year, sorry. Let's just go and do, and just let's go and do it with no pressure.
Yep.
I was meant to be doing Valencia with Jim, which would have been more pressure, because the two of us would have been each other on.
Yeah, no, that's but did it actually start from? Was I doing the High Rock stuff last year?
Yes.
And did you just come along to one of the Saturdays?
Just a class. Yeah.
And
you said this thing called High Rocks.
Yeah.
When I started first coming to the gym, you were just doing High Rocks, and you'd said to me, that bit's full.
Yeah.
There's not any more spaces, so go for next year. So that's when I thought I'd come to the classes and see what I thought.
One sec.
Keep
going though, I'm listening.
But it It's the only way possible I would have done them with you doing the classes, because I wouldn't have done them otherwise. Because I wouldn't have known what to do, and because they're quite strict, you know, because I'm so small, the wall balls, you know, no rep, no rep. You would encourage us just to do the forum first, and then the height will come.
You're not a fan of that, are you? No reps?
Definitely not. Me or Christopher.
What do you want me to do?
Definitely not.
You want all 4? There you go. Okay, so we're now at a stage in your training career where high rocks is now a part of it.
Yep.
Which you would have never considered before.
Yeah.
Resistance training is now a part of your life. Exercise, movement is always going to be a part of your life.
Yep.
You're also a woman that's what, 55, did you say?
55.
Going through the changes.
Yep.
What advice would you give to other females, same age, going through the same changes, that feel that that's maybe stopping them from embarking in movement and exercise?
You need to just, coming to a gym is great, but getting outside, walking,
Yep.
Getting out in the fresh air does your mental health, and getting some vitamin D, especially in the winter time in Lochaber.
Yeah.
There's not an awful lot of it.
Shortage.
Yeah, and your classes on a Wednesday night, and I used to come to them, are very inclusive. You've got people that can deadlift 100 and something, and then you've got other people that are just at the beginning and just do 20 something. But that's okay. We've all got to start something.
Yeah, and that was interesting because Jim and I spoke kind of briefly about something like that, about the camaraderie in the gym. And it's like, you get into a gym, and I don't want to say anything about this place, especially in front of the camera, but I think this place is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Right, I love the people that come here, and the way that you make my job easier by befriending other people and helping out, and other people like that. Like, there's so many people that are helping me in my business just by being nice people, being inclusive.
Yeah.
And it's, you come in and it's not about comparing your thing to someone else's, but it's actually about everyone else egging you on to be better for yourself.
Yeah.
Which is also quite fun, because most gyms you go into, you've got your headphones in, and you just have your back people and you do your own thing.
And I know personally myself, if I come into a gym, I'm not always, I'm better now, but in the beginning I wasn't always sure what machines to use and how to use them. So I felt a wee bit of a fraud. Going in thinking, I'm not really sure what I'm doing here, but there's always somebody in here that'll say, what is it you're doing? Let me have a quick look, and they'll help you.
So just summarise that feedback there. So what advice would you give anyone watching this video that's similar circumstances to you? So
definitely get out, walk first, get out walking, then maybe come to a class or come to the gym and even buddy with somebody else.
Like you.
Aye, come along, see what you think. And I know if I know the girls that come to the gym, including men too, we'll say, do you want to meet on a Saturday? We're going to do a workout. Do you fancy doing it? We'll just write it up on the board.
Yeah.
Aye, okay then. It's very inclusive.
Sorry, Pamela. Hey, one sec, jump off the bike. We'll wrap it up. We're done. Thank you.
Yay!
Loved
Thank you very much.
The mother hen.